Hey VC, Logan from Nerdy Vinyl here. Tonight I'm bringing you my first ever review. Tonight I'm gonna be reviewing, as you saw from the title, Garth Brooks Legacy box set. Now, you might ask yourself, why are you reviewing a almost 3-year-old box set? I say almost because it came out in November of 19, so it's not quite 3 years yet. So 2 years, we'll call it a 2-year-old box set, 2.5-year-old box set, whatever. Why am I reviewing it now? Well, if you watched my other videos recently, you'll know that I just got this the other day. I got it on Saturday, and I want to review it because, one, it's my first box set, so I'm kind of stoked that it's my first box set. But as a fan of Garth Brooks music, I was really excited to get this. And therefore, I felt that as a lifelong fan of his music, that I could give an honest review of this. Because when I saw it, I had high hopes for it. In some areas, my expectations were met. In other areas, they were not. So we'll get into this. And this is my third time trying to film this. The first two times, the video ended up being almost 40 minutes long because I ended up ranting about my issues that I have with Garth Brooks, not personally, I don't personally know him, but like my issues with him, how he handles his music. So I think it's important because it plays into my review. So I'll just give you the Cliff's Notes version of that. So my issue with Garth Brooks is how he controls his music and how he limits access to his music. So fans of his music don't have ready access to his music the way we do other music. Garth Brooks isn't on Spotify. He isn't on most streaming platforms. He's exclusively on Amazon. Now, this issue became an issue for me way back in the day when Pandora first came out. When Pandora was a thing, and the first thing I noticed was, oh man, there's no Garth Brooks on here. That's weird. Then I went to Slacker. Oh, there's no Garth Brooks on here. Then I found out that he just wasn't allowing these streaming services to have access to his music. The other thing he wasn't allowing, the other people he wasn't allowing to have access was, this was when, hand in hand with streaming came those internet jukeboxes. Well, so if you don't know, the way those work is, you go to a bar or wherever and they have a jukebox, and it's $1 a credit, or a quarter a credit. And if they have the music in the jukebox, in their library, it's a credit to play those songs. If they don't, you can do a search, like a web search, and essentially download or stream that song to the jukebox for an additional credit. Garth Brooks music, unless they had it in their library installed in the jukebox, you could not get his music on those jukeboxes. So, first and foremost, about this, I understand that Garth Brooks owns the rights to his music, and that is amazing. I think more artists should have the control and the rights to their own music, and more nowadays, that's pretty common, I think. There's only one album he doesn't have access to or control of, and that's Man vs. Machine or Man against Machine. I don't know, I never listened to it. So that's my issue, is that he limits. You can't readily listen to his music. Like nowadays, I have my phone going on Spotify almost all day long with my buds in. I can't just go, hey, you know what? I'm in the mood to listen to, not Friends in Low Places, because that's like his most overrated song. But let's say I just want to listen to Garth Brooks. I can't, because I can't stream it. And I don't download stuff to my phone. You know what I mean? so it's like back when I had my iPod, I had all of it on my iPod because I had the CDs and I was able to put it on there. That's my biggest gripe with Garth Brooks, is that you have to pay to play. Okay? My other issues with him and how he handles music, I'll cover as I get into the review. So hopefully that was enough of as quick of an explanation as I can give you as why I have issues with how he handles his music. Is that it's all money for him, clearly, and that's sad. This is really sad. The guy's made enough money off his music at this point that, like, he should really, like, it shouldn't be that big of an issue for him. But, you know, if you got that Jeffrey Bezos money, you can have a exclusive contract with people like that, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, so let's get into the actual review of this thing now that I've talked for way too long again about this. Sorry. Here we go. First, right out of the gate, let's just talk about what's in it. 4 studio albums. No Fences, The Chase, In Pieces, Fresh Horses. Then you have the Triple Live, which is recordings from various shows over the course of, I believe, 3 years. Okay. Now, at release, this had 3 different versions. The black version, which was the original analog recordings of the albums. This, which is the remastered, remixed versions that came out, I believe in 2016. The Ultimate collection that he released, I think, had these versions. I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Then there was a foil version that was like a reflective foil, and those had the original analog version, but they were on 180 gram discs, and the CDs that come with it were the remixed. So this is the remixed remastered. This is the one I got, and honestly, I can never tell the difference. I've tried, I can't. But anyways, so this again, that's the thing. They have, so you have the 5 albums. You have them on, you get them on vinyl and you get them on CD, which I think that's pretty cool. That's a plus in my opinion. Now, let's just, sorry, I'm trying to think of how to do this best. So let's just look at them. I mean, so you get here again, No Fences. This was his second studio album. This was from 1990. This came out, and this is the album that contains Thunder Rolls, Two of a Kind Working on a Full House, Friends in Low Places, and Unanswered Prayers being the top hits from this album. This one does contain other good songs like New Way to Fly, Wild Horses, and Mr. Blue are great songs off of this album. Then we've got The Chase, which was his third studio album. Sorry, I have these dates written down, so I don't have to keep The Chase was released in 1992. I'm clunking it up here. Get professional, god damn it. This has the bass hit off of this album is probably We Shall Be Free. That Summer is another big hit off of this one. This album, if I remember correctly, only had didn't have as many hits off of this one. I don't recall all the singles off of this. I'll have to look into that. Keep in mind though, like, I can't really remember because when this album came out, I was like 8 when this came out. So, but yeah, That Summer and We Shall Be Free were big hits off of this one. This one has other good songs. Are Face to Face on this. That one, to this day, I can't sing that one and not get like super, just like built up over it. It's such a good song. Oh, this also has his cover of Walking After Midnight on it, which is a pretty good cover. All right. In Pieces. This was the first Garth Brooks album I ever owned. My uncle bought it, and he didn't like it, and he's like, "Yeah, you like that?" And he just gave it to me. I think I was like 10 or 11 when I got this, because I think it was like 9. No, yeah, I was 10. It was my 10th birthday, and he gave it to me for my birthday. This one has Standing Outside the Fire was the first single off of this one, and then Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up, Callin' Baton Rouge, and American Honky Tonk Association. Oh, and Red Strokes were all the singles off of this album. One thing I remember about this album is I always just thought that the cover was just so cool, and I don't know why. Like, looking at it now, there's like nothing special about it. I just always thought it was very cool. It kind of reminds me of one of those puzzles where you like have to move the squares around. And I guess it kind of also, and it's also a play on a crossword if you look because of that. But as a kid, I never made that connection. The other studio album you get is Fresh Horses. Fresh Horses came out in of the albums in here, this is the first album. This is the first time this album is on vinyl. This is the only one in here because the Triple Live, this is the original pressing of that, so it came out on vinyl when it was released. So this has the old stuff, The Fever, The Change, Beaches of Cheyenne, and I think Beaches of Cheyenne probably being the biggest hit off of this album. That Old Wind is a great song. Probably another one of my favorites. I kind of am more into his ballads than some of his other songs. Just because his ballads always like just get you, like, for me anyways, they always just hit right in the feelings for me. And I just love them. I love his ballads so much. And here we have the CDs. These are all the remastered, remixed, which is cool because I have most of these on the original CDs. So it's kind of cool to have both. I'll listen to them and compare them and see if I can actually tell a difference between the two. And then lastly, we have Double Live. This had 6 different covers that you could get. Kind of like his Double Live had multiple covers that you could get. This is the same thing. I kind of wish I'd gotten the one with the Ryman, but this says the historic 7 Diamond Celebration is what this one is. So boom. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, I kind of would have liked to get the one from the Ryman, but anyways, this is still very cool. I'm not gonna go over the songs that are on this because, I mean, you probably know what they are. I don't need to go into it, is what I'm saying. It's all of his hits. Pretty much everything that he does live, it's on here. Okay. Now, let's get into the negative. Okay. So, what are my complaints about this? What don't I like about this? Okay. First and foremost, the easiest one to get into is every album, No Fences, The Chase, In Pieces, and Fresh Horses. All of those albums are missing one song. Shoot, I just put it away. I probably should have left it out so I could tell you which ones are missing. It's probably important. But each of those albums has their 11-track albums. Okay, the vinyl, the records are only 10 songs. So we'll go from the bottom to the top here. Fresh Horses is missing. Oh, a big one. Actually, this is a big deal for me. They took To Make You Feel My Love off of this album. Of the songs in this album that they could have taken off of this, it's weird that they did that one, because that was a hit single for him. You know, but this whole album is so good. I mean, it was gonna be kind of a letdown, regardless of which one they took off. But that's the one that they took off, was To Make You Feel My Love. In Pieces, the song they took off is Anonymous, which it's an alright song. This album, I don't think this album is hurt by not having that on there, because that's kind of it's a filler song anyways. The Chase is missing. It's missing Something with a Ring to It. That's a great song. Kind of hurts the album that it's not on there. There are other songs. I mean, here's the deal. Garth Brooks albums have they tend to have more slow songs than fast songs. And so to take a faster song off when you could have, kept it. I mean, if I were to look at this and see, like, well, which one could you have taken off? Again, it's hard, because this is a no skip album for me. I put this on, I listened to the whole thing all the way through. So I would have been upset no matter which song they took off of this one, honestly. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what they should have taken off instead. No Fences, the song that they took off of the record is This Ain't Tennessee. And I think that for me is another one where it's kind of like, okay, it was a filler song. I mean, with the exception of To Make You Feel My Love, all the ones they took off weren't exactly anything that was it wasn't exactly anything that hurt the album by taking them off. But that was the only good single that they took off. So, yeah, that's that. Now, the other issue I have is the triple live. I don't think it's as good as the double live was. And maybe the whole point of this box set was to push the triple live. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad live album. It's good. I enjoyed it. But I think Double Live was a better album. Granted, that came out in 98. He did a lot of stuff after 98 that's now on the triple live, so it's an updated live album. So that's why it's good. Like I said, it's good. I don't have anything against it. I just don't think it's as solid as Double Live was. Okay. Now, my last issue, and this is a big one, and I think that this box set is hurting because of this issue. If you're going to call this your legacy collection, this is when people say their legacy, it's like, what do I want to be remembered for? Okay, if this box set was like, this got put in a time capsule. And Garth Brooks was like, I want to listen to, and then in, however many years, like, this is what you want to be, like, this is what I want to be remembered by. This is my legacy. You done screwed up. Because of the 2 albums that are not in this set. First one being the self-titled. Why isn't this in there? Okay, this has this has really, big hits. If Tomorrow Never Comes, Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, and The Dance. 3 of his biggest hits are not on here. And this was his debut. This is where it started. This is what got him, and I mean, as a debut album, this thing is fire. I hate that term. I don't know why I said it, but it is. This is a phenomenal album. I hadn't listened to this in a long time until I got this, and I put this in the truck to listen to it. Dude, like, Cowboy Bill is a great story song. Garth Brooks, aside from his ballads, the other thing I love are his cowboy story songs. And Cowboy Bill is a great one. Not Counting You is, like, as far as for opening tracks on an album, it's like I'm driving down the street and I'm doing this. I'm hitting my steering wheel. Boom, boom. I'm just in it. I'm like, it's such a good song. This is such a great album. Such a great debut album. Why is this not in there? The other one that's not in there, Rope in the Wind. I don't have that because I couldn't find my copy of it. I don't know where it is. It's lost. But Rope in the Wind from 91, his third album, had the hits Rodeo, What's She Doing Now, Papa Love Mama, Shameless, and The River. 5 big hits. Also, awesome songs like We Bury the Hatchet, Burning Bridges, In Lonesome Dove, and Against the Grain. That whole album just kicked ass. Okay? Cold Shoulder, I'm good with that. But that album kicked ass. Why is it not in this box set? I think people would have paid the difference to get this set with those 2 albums in it. Why are they not there? And I've been trying to figure it out. Well, so I did some research. Like I said, Fresh Horse is the first one that didn't have an LP at the time of release. Okay? No Fences, The Chase, and In Pieces all had vinyl at the time of release. They were not repressed until 2019 for this box set. I thought, well, maybe it's because they repressed them, and those are the ones they had the ability to repress. They didn't repress them until they did this box set. Interesting. Okay, so why not? Not only that, they pressed 5 different versions of each of these albums. 5 versions. You've got the 180 gram analog. You've got the 140 analog, the 140 remix remaster, the 12-inch album LP that Walmart carries, and then there was a 5th version. Can't remember what it was. I didn't write it down, but there was, maybe I counted wrong. Maybe it was 4. Okay, 4 or 5 doesn't matter. That's multiple versions of these 4 albums that they pressed in 2019. So why didn't we get these 2? Which brings me to my other gripe about Garth Brooks. Every few years we get a box set or a new hits compilation or a new this or a new that. And I would not be surprised if, since this is almost 3 years old, I would not be surprised if in another couple of years we get another vinyl box set that doesn't have a live album in it, that is just basically a vinyl re-release of the Ultimate Collection. And, it might be a bigger set. Maybe he'll throw 7s in there for shits and giggles, even though that album's dog shit. So here's the deal. I love Garth Brooks. Love his music. Have my whole life. I love this. I love having this on vinyl. I bought this because here's what it came down to for why I bought this. One, it's a cool box. It's a box set, whatever. The main reason I pulled the trigger on this is because I found this for $27. I ended up only paying $25 for it. But I figured for $27 I could get the 4 albums that I see all the time in Walmart that sell for $12 a piece. Now I've got them all. It only cost me $25. There you go. Done. So that's it. I bought this to get me Garth Brooks on vinyl so I could own it. And that was all I really wanted. All in all, it's a good box set. I'm happy with it. They did a good job. I'm disappointed that the records are missing songs. That's a bummer. I feel like the Triple Live isn't as strong of a live album, and we're missing 2 very crucial albums. That's it. That's my review. I like it. It's great. But it's not, I don't feel it's complete, and I kind of feel like, it was a money grab for him. Like, he's like, oh, vinyl's huge right now. Vinyl's big. I gotta get on the vinyl train. That's what this is. This is Garth Brooks capitalizing on vinyl hype. And in doing so, we didn't get everything we should. So hopefully, like I said, if they do another box set, another vinyl box set that has all of them, hopefully they do multiple versions, and then we can just pick up the ones that we didn't get in this set on their own. Who knows? All right. Again, hopefully this is gonna be another long video. Hopefully this isn't crazy. This is gonna be fucking long. Okay. That's it, guys. Hopefully I can make this one work. All right. See you next time. It's good, but it's not great. It's great, but it's not perfect. However you want to say it. I'm glad I bought it. I'm going to listen to the hell out of it. So, that's it. Later. Have a good one.